Hey, it's Mike Watson with Keller Williams here in Palmdale, and this is the Antelope Valley Real Estate Market Statistics Update for October 2022. In October, we had 468 homes come on the market. It was a 12.5% decrease versus the previous month and down just over a third compared to last October. So October is the beginning of the fourth quarter when things typically slow down a little bit anyway. People not wanting to move during the holidays if they don't have to. So the month-over-month decrease is expected, but the year-over-year decrease is significantly higher than expected for sure. The number of homes to go into escrow was 314, slight decrease, almost 5% from last month. 43% decrease versus last year. Again, the month-over-month, not a big deal because we're going into fourth quarter and the holiday season. The year-over-year number, pretty surprising for sure. With the number of homes going into escrow being that much lower, I'm sure that has to do with our interest rates having averaged around 7% for October, which is the highest they've been in 20 years. The number of homes to close, down sharply versus last month. That one is surprising because that would have been the homes that went into escrow in either September or August that are just now closing October. So those are down quite a bit. Again, I'm sure that has to do with the run up in interest rates. But the year over year number of homes sold being down 45%. That's not seasonality. That's not the quarterly effect, just like the last two. That is all interest rates. But here's the surprising thing. The average selling price of the homes that did sell was up just, under 1% versus last month, which is negligible. But year over year, we're up 7.5%. So even though fewer homes are selling and interest rates are through the roof, the homes, the values are still holding strong and the market is doing very well. And here's an indicator of that. The average days on market is up to 36 days. That's an 11% increase versus last month. It's nearly double versus last year. However, 36 days is a very healthy market. I say this every month, but anything that's under 120 days is still a healthy market nationally. So we are still doing very well. We're at about a quarter of that, which seems to indicate that it's still a seller's market. And our month's worth of inventory at 2.62, slight increase month over month. Almost 40% increase year over year, but 40% of 2.6, that, those numbers get blown out pretty quick. Again, a balanced market for us is 6 months. We're at 2.6. We're still under half of the balanced market, leaning towards the seller's favor. That doesn't mean that it's not a good time to buy right now. It's a good time for buyers for sure. And one thing that I need to start adding in now that it's becoming a trend in the marketplace is how much the sellers are paying towards the buyer's closing costs again. And that could be towards their actual closing costs, which are their out-of-pocket expenses, or it could be buying down their interest rate to keep their monthly payment affordable. Anyway, so that's why it's good for buyers. Well, so it's good for buyers and sellers because there's less buyer competition in the market right now. So the first-time buyers coming in, or the buyers that had gotten beat out in the market over the last year or two because they were going up against people with a lot of cash in the bank and that were willing to pay over appraisal value. A lot of those buyers are gone. And so for a first-time buyer or a move-up buyer, now is a good time because you're not competing against those guys and your overall competition is much less. And then for the sellers, it's still a good time because the average selling price is still near the record high. This was our third highest month historically. And there's more homes on the market. So it's a little less stressful of a time to be a seller as far as the number of showings and the number of offers and just wrapping your mind around the insanity of the process. Right now, it's a much more comfortable, normal paced process, which is welcomed by all parties involved, I'm sure. Anyway, if you guys have any questions, feel free to call, text, email, or hunt me down in whatever way suits you best, and I will talk to you soon.